Welcome back to Are You Killin' It podcast. We're here with Patrick Stewart.
Gitika.
And yours truly, Ricky Navarre. Yo, we are coming to you a week later from our CEO event we had at the Sterling Club. Secrets to marketing, how to take your company with industry-leading secrets to the next level. If you weren't there, y'all missed it. It was an amazing event. Here's a few highlights of the event. Check it out. We're back, you guys. This was so much fun. Again, we have Gitika. She was one of our panelist speakers.
Yes.
The man behind the camera, you still don't see him, but he's still here in the room. I want to give a shout out to our buddy Chestoni.
Yes.
Man, y'all, it was an amazing event. It's actually probably one of the best ones we had. Yeah. It was fun. It was fire. It was exciting. And let's be real, right? Marketing, if you're not marketing, you're doing something wrong, right? You got to do some kind of marketing. And I was blown away from the panel.
Yeah.
All right. What do you guys think?
I think it was great. It was a great format from the previous CEO events. So we got to hear from a PR expert, and then we had of course had Kevin with an incredible story. I mean, a little bit of digital marketing that I spoke about, which of course came from what clients and small business owners seek and what they're looking for when they're looking for a marketing agency. So it was great. Absolutely.
Yeah, I thought it was very educational. I thought again, yours where you were just kind of educating the business owners of SEO, SMO, and how do you track and how do you start? I think that's a lot of the problem. I see a lot of business owners they're just throwing marketing like spaghetti against a wall, and they hope something will stick. But
right?
It's having a game plan going into it. Mm-hmm. Right? I think that's what most people they don't have the setup. They don't take the time, and they don't know the tools that are out there. I think you shared some of the tools that you use as an expert.
Right, and one of the things that I see with potential clients is they're wondering whether to go invest in Facebook ads or Google ads, what platform, all that sort of stuff, and they're also wondering what sort of budget to put toward their digital marketing efforts.
Yes,
and I think that's a big one, and so I just wanted to show them a little bit of the behind the scenes. Use online resources and tools like WordStream, which will give you industry benchmarks for how much a lead should cost and how much a cost per click should be, and that is a great basis for creating those goals and for setting those benchmarks so that we're not shooting in the dark.
Was that, now you say that again, did you just say that it's like a website people can go to get this?
Yes.
What is it called again?
It's called wordstream.com.
Y'all hear, hey, wordstream.com. If y'all aren't dialing in, y'all missing out. Yeah.
And it's really a platform that you can use to run all your Google ads and Facebook ads. Makes it a lot easier than going on Ad Manager and all of that. And plus, even if you're not using the platform, it gives you free information on these benchmarks that I just spoke about. So you can just Google it, benchmarks, industry benchmarks for Google Ads, WordStream, and you'll get on the right page.
Yeah. Well, I think one of the things that was evident as we had experts in different segments and areas giving their advice and their expertise, to me it was just evident that if you're not employing an expert, if you're just trying to bootstrap it and do it on your own, the amount of money you think you're saving, it's costing you.
Yes.
I couldn't agree more. I've seen clients do it.
Yeah.
They'll make you, once you set up everything, they're like, oh, I can run this on my own. And few months later, they're struggling and they realize they've wasted a lot of money. And it has cost them much more in the long run.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and I think it's just like that. It's like, we call it also, a lot of times, you got to just get started. And you're building your brand equity, and just like any investment, it doesn't pay off right away.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
You know,
Absolutely.
so you start building that brand equity, and then you start to see the returns down the road. But if you don't have a game plan, it's just like, you know, going to the stock market and throwing a dart and saying, all right, this is what I'm going to put all my money in.
Right.
And I want to add something to it. You know, there's a few different things. You know, having the game plan is what I think every one of our business owners on some level go into it with, right? You know, and they kind of have an idea like, well, maybe be Facebook or Google ads and the things that they've heard of, and they're like, hey, well, maybe this is the strategy. But I tell you, you all, and you know this, but I actually tell it to our audience, y'all, if you're not measuring it, if you're not tracking it, you don't really know whether or not that game plan is working, and if you need to move in the different direction, right? We have a client who has an amazing service, incredible, and one of their products is more immediate. And hey, I need something now, so that's a Google ad. Somebody who's looking for you. Yeah. If he tries to market the immediate, like, hey, reactive, I need a service today, well, guess what? It's not going to be on Facebook. Facebook is kind of top of the funnel type thing, right? And so, again, it's like, oh, well, I put it on Facebook. It's about that strategy, but then looking and measuring. Measuring is, and that brings up one of the tools that Kevin was talking about. What is that? The dashboard.
The dashboard, yeah. Get all of your analytics in one place where you're not having to click from the different services. Get it in one location, and so you can just say, hey, all right, how are my Facebook ads doing? How's my LinkedIn? How's my Instagram? You know, how are my YouTube videos getting watched? What kind of dialogue? And I mean, you can plug pretty much anything into that dashboard, and it'll give you reports that you can run your business and make the best use of your dollars. So, Geetika, what would you say you felt, or what were some of the responses from some of the CEOs that were there? What did they say afterwards to you? Did any of them come up to you and?
I think I spoke to a few, and I think I was on point when I thought of, you know, what topic I should go with. And I did feel that I had someone come up to me and say, hey, I really want to do it. But then again, where do I start? So they just feel, oh, I'm going to just put all this money in and I'm going to lose it. And it's a valid fear.
That's how you start.
But it's, exactly.
You're on the pass line.
Right. And like you said, absolutely. So like you said, if you have the goal set and you've got everything in place, you won't go wrong, and you use a professional. And that's something I learned from your board. You know, as being a board member, I realized I'm not an accountant. I'm not good at it. I suck at it. So things like that. Use a good digital marketer to do it for you.
You know, I think, you know, playing to your strengths. Playing to your strengths. You don't have to be the smartest person in the room. And unfortunately, a lot of our business owners are chief everything officers. We talk about this. One of the reasons we have the boards is to help become chief executive officer and delegate, all right, and figure out who's going to be the person I need to add to the team so they're responsible, they take care of it and do it right, and then you test and measure, right?
Right.
And a lot of times, and I want to bring this up, and I want to give a shout out to one of our speakers. She's not here today with us, but Tyra with Ava Rose Agency. She's an incredible PR firm. Tyra, thank you so much for being one of our panelists and being one of our speakers. You were so incredible. So thank you so much for participating. And I learned a lot that a lot of people think having a PR agency is too expensive. They think it's only for those with, you know, a big budget. Yeah. And again, it's her job to look at the big picture and figure out, hey, okay, are ads the right thing to do, or can we get you on, you know, a news station, and can we get you video, right? You know, she has our boy Tress, and she's, hey, listen, if you need video, he's incredible, and you know what? She'll help you coordinate. Is that the right channel, the right thing? And having a conversation with somebody like that is invaluable as well, right? Creating the game plan, figuring out, is that the one you want to add to the team? Why not, right? At least have a conversation with her. Right? If not, having a conversation with, you know, do I just need the dashboard? Yeah. Right? Let me start. If I don't have a huge budget, if you're already doing social media yourself, LinkedIn, Kevin is amazing at LinkedIn. Yeah. Right? You can measure just off of that. But I think it's, again, going back to finding the right team members and putting them in the right place.
Yep. And again, when you're running multiple programs, like you're running, let's say, a digital marketing campaign, you're running PR campaigns, make sure it's not disjointed. Make sure, even if you have an in-house marketing team doing some of it, let these people meet so that, when I think a good agency should be part of that strategic planning process.
That's good.
Oh man, I like
Great
that.
advice. Great advice. All right, so let's kind of wrap this up. What was your best takeaway, Ricky, from the event?
Ooh, I'm going to tell you this one, and because we haven't talked a whole lot about it yet, but I'm going to use this as my takeaway, is you've heard a picture's worth 1,000 words. How much is a video worth? Right? Being able to capture your audience's attention. And when Treston was talking about, hey, he's a specialist at it, right? That he can get the audience's attention within the first few seconds and then keep it every 5 seconds at a time and really share that. And video is so powerful. And he has incredible packages. Like, look, it doesn't have to break the bank, and you can really do some amazing things. So video is the wave of the future. It's here to stay.
Yeah,
I loved it.
Awesome. And Geetika, what was your best takeaway?
I think I'm going to expand on what Ricky just said, only because when I'm, with all the clients that I work with, I feel that they need video, and it's very hard to find good quality video that's beautifully edited and that really shows the business. And I think your video at the beginning of the events is a great example of how.
So you're saying shooting on your iPhone 13 is not the way to go?
No, it's not the way to go. It can work for some of that, quick social media stuff. Yeah. But when you're showing your brand and really, I think videos are.
It sets you apart. I think that's the differentiators, right? What differentiates you from your competitors? Or as we like to say, industry leading, right? What do the industry leading companies do? And they're not doing their videos on their iPhone 13. No. And I think my greatest takeaway was this: it was somebody who stood up there and he talked about how he went into marketing and he spent like $4,000, and he's like, he might as well have just flushed it down the toilet. Because
I remember that guy
got zero return on it, and it really was just because of this. He didn't have the planning. He wasn't ready, and he just went out and said, "Oh, I got a market. I'm going to put the money out there." And they didn't have the right target. They didn't have the right expectations, the right game plan, and literally he just flushed that money down the toilet. I mean, it was gone. Vapor.
Yeah. So. And that's what happens with a lot of business owners, and they wonder why Google Ads doesn't work or Facebook Ads doesn't work. These companies wouldn't be where they are and making the kind of money they are if the ads didn't work.
Yeah.
So it's how you run your ads. What's the offer? What's the headline? All of that stuff.
Yep.
And how well you're monitoring it.
Awesome. Well, Geetika, we thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you.
We love having you a part of our community, and that you bring so much with your company. You bring so much with just you as a person, and your husband, Simon. You're lucky, lucky guy. And that's us. Are you killing it? Come back. Watch our next episode.